Your style, though.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we are unapologetic about amplifying the voices of those who have historically been left out of the conversation. As we approach our 3rd anniversary this summer, the problem with talk radio in Southern California specifically, and America more broadly, is virtually unchanged. All day, all night, all white. We make no apologies for our prime audience, but true to the best of our tradition, we're committed to expanding justice and freedom for all. So when we receive messages from listeners like Neil, we just smile.
I realize that I'm not your target demographic, but I love listening to your station as it is the only progressive station on the dial.
That's us. Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes 2 to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again with another video. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, man, but check this out. The reason why you shouldn't be chasing love, you shouldn't be chasing women, you shouldn't be chasing relationships. I want to get this straight before I continue. Chasing and pursuing is 2 different things. Chasing something is running away from you, right? It's not interested. When you pursue something, there is a mutual energy, a mutual interest. So I just want to get that understanding before we continue. All right, so one reason why you shouldn't be chasing women, love, relationships, period, is because they don't want you. They don't like you. The fact that you got to chase something anyway means that it's not trying to connect with you. Nature makes things easy for us. So if someone is attracted to you, it's not going to be hard. It's going to be very easy to connect with that woman. Very, very easy. Attraction is usually on sight. You know, over time you get to know somebody and you start to like them even more based off their personality and their character, what they represent. But the initial attraction, the energy is there on the spot. Okay, so you don't have to force, you don't got to chase to do anything. If it's meant to be, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be hard for you to pull away from it, right? A lot of guys are chasing women You trying to pursue this woman who don't even see you. She not even worried about you. She not thinking about you. You shouldn't want a woman anyway that you gotta run after. A relationship that you gotta run after. Why would you want something like that?
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR on a rainy Wednesday in Los Angeles, California is back in the building. We got a deep topic tonight. And I just want to say I'm deeply appreciative for the national audience that taps in every day. And not only taps into the show, but also emails me. Like, I get so many emails of topics, and I'm deeply appreciative of that. As a matter of fact, this is one of the topics, and the reason why I chose this topic for tonight, moment of transparency, guys, because I'm anxious, preoccupied, attached. I've been a chaser more than a runner. And I tend to chase people, or I have chased people that didn't want me, that wasn't interested in me. And it has been a hell of a journey, man, because, man, if God wasn't on my side in some way, shape, or form, right, I would have no self-worth. And, you know, I struggle with it. There are moments where I feel unworthy because of the chaser spirit, you know. And it's been difficult for me because when I talk with people, their perception of me is not the same perception I have of myself. So, you know, Zoe, you're an amazing guy. Zoe, you're this, you're that, and it's been one hell of a journey, man. You know, I struggle with it. So I chose the topic today because I was like, man, this is like telling my story to some degree. So tonight's topic, and I want y'all to share too. This transparency has to be bi-directional, right? It has to be bi-directional. We have to share our stories. You know, we have to share our experiences to some degree without putting all our business in the street. But we gotta have, you know, this space for us to be able to talk. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, talking with you guys on a nightly basis is cathartic for me. And I've shared this with you guys before in you know, in many shows. I never want to come across as the guy with all the answers, because I understand that this is a lifelong process. I never want to come across as the guy that understands it all, because I understand probably even less than you. And this is why I lean on you guys so heavily in terms of calling in. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580, because hearing your stories, hearing your experiences, hearing how, you know, you guys navigate through things, it really gives me the perspective that I lack. And it gives me a chance to ask questions that I may not have asked just gleaning from my own understanding. Tonight's topic: only dogs chase the cat, the chaser and the runner. A deeper look at why you should never chase love and affection from another. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear your stories. What are the differences between chasing an uninterested person and stalking them? Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. What's the difference between chasing an uninterested person and stalking them? Do you stalk their IG page? Do you stalk their Facebook page? Do you stalk their social media? Talk to me, 1-800-920-1580. What are the potential consequences of continuing to chase someone who is not interested in being with you? What are the potential consequences for your self-esteem, for your self-worth, for your sense of self? Heavy stuff. How does continuously chasing someone impact your self-esteem and self-worth? 1-800-920-1580. Can you provide an example from your own experience of chasing someone who wasn't interested in you? How did it make you feel? What are some signs that indicate someone is not interested in being pursued by you? 1-800-920-1580. Let's talk about it. Let's get it. I want to know your thought process. I want to know what you think about this topic. Have you ever found yourself pursuing someone who simply just didn't want you? Did you feel discarded? Did you feel useless? Did you feel worthless? I've had moments of feeling like that. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call me. How can the psychology of chasing someone affect your mental and emotional well-being? In what ways does chasing someone create an imbalance of power within the relationship? You know I got questions. Do you believe that true love should require chasing, or should it be mutual and effortless? 1-800-920-1580. That's an interesting question. Do you believe that true love should require some chasing, or should it be mutual and effortless? 1-800-920-1580. Can you think of examples from literature or movies that illustrate the futility of chasing an uninterested person? How can you differentiate between genuine interest and effort and someone who is just playing hard to get? I want to know your thoughts. I want to know, is it possible to change someone's mind and make them interested in you through persistent chasing? Why or why not? How does the concept of chasing someone align with the idea of self-respect and self-love? These are heavy questions. Get to your phone lines right now. Get ready, get ready, get ready. The VOR is on fire. Before I come forward, I want you to know something. KBLA Talk 1580 is your election information station. And we just released our first survey of Black LA voters, right? Black LA County voters. The groundbreaking results highlight a wide open LA County District Attorney's race, plus the Black community's views on crime, criminal justice, and other key issues that are not being addressed by the DA candidates. To see the unique results of our first political poll of likely Black voters in LA County, please go to our website at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. While you're there, you should also check out the rundown of all the candidates we've interviewed to date, and you should also take a look at our climate justice survey. No Talk station in Southern California is covering this important election like we are. And what you need to know is that KBLA Talk 1580, we've definitely got your black. All right, let's get it. The VOR. Listen, tonight's topic, only dogs chase the cat, the chaser and the runner. A deeper look at why you should never chase love and affection from another. When we come forward, I'm going straight to the phone lines.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is a story of famous dog. For the dog that chases its tail will be busy. These are clapping dogs, rhythmic dogs, harmonic dogs, house dogs, street dogs, dogs of the world unite, dancing dogs. Yeah, counting dog, funky dog. Nasty dogs.
What you have to understand about women, and of course I never want to say all, but a whole lot of them, is that if a woman makes you chase, there's only 2 reasons why, in my opinion, this is happening. Reason number 1, she's not that interested in you. She may be on the fence. She may think there's certain good qualities about you, but she's really not sold on the idea of being with you. And not sold in the way that if you simply presented a couple more things, you'd be good. No, she's just not feeling it. Like from the inside of her, it's just not there. Whether it's a lack of attraction, whether it's just something that's just missing, it's not there. But she may allow you to chase because she wants to see if maybe she can finally turn that corner and actually walk into this and make a relationship happen with you.
You know what's interesting? It's always really cringeworthy when men speak for women. No disrespect to the brother Steven Speaks. He's a very intellectual brother. But, man, women are very complicated, and I don't think you can create a blanket license kind of answer that all women will be like, yeah. It's I don't know. Andy has a thought here. Andy, what are your thoughts?
I just wanted to add on to what Brother Steven Speaks was saying. And I think another element is the fact that, generally speaking, women have hella options.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna make you chase because, you know, it's basically kind of like a survival of the fittest kind of situation. Let's see who's gonna roll the red carpet the hardest, and whoever does, they got me.
Ladies, do you agree with Andy? Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. In the realm of love and relationships, there exists a persistent urge to chase and pursue those who show little to no interest in reciprocating our affections. On tonight's topic, on the show tonight, we're going to delve deep into the concept of chasing the uninterested, examining its futility and the various implications it holds. Through a critical, philosophical, psychological, and social lens, we're going to attempt to explore the intricate dynamics of pursuit, self-respect, personal growth, rejection, societal expectations, and the fear of being alone by examining real-life examples. Hopefully, you guys will call in and give us some of those. 1-800-920-1580. We aim to shed light on the complexities surrounding this notion, ultimately encouraging a shift towards healthier approaches to love and affection. What is the difference between chasing and stalking? If I got to tell you this, something wrong with you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Understanding the boundaries, differentiating between pursuing someone and crossing the line into stalking behavior. Oh, gosh. If you show up at the job unannounced, if you show up at the parents' house unannounced, family members, friends' house unannounced, if somebody finds you in the bushes somewhere with binoculars, you're stalking. Right? There are some limits of persuasion. Changing someone's mind through chasing typically doesn't work. Analyzing the effectiveness of persistent chasing in altering someone's level of interest. You have to examine the ethical implications of trying to manipulate someone's emotions. Oh, Lord, there's a lot to this, man. Listen, if you've tried over and over and over again, and they've said no over and over again, that's chasing. And I think at some point, you have to wave the white flag of surrender. You have to surrender to the fact that they just not into you and they not checking for you. And for a lot of men, myself included, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially if the person you're chasing is somebody you love. Yeesh. 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear your stories. Let's get my brother Ronan from Indiana. I know this is going to be different. Ronan, here we go.
Hey, what's going on, Zo? What's up with everybody?
All right, Ronan, what's happening, bro?
Chilling. Yeah, you've been on a winning streak as far as these topics, man.
Topics is crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Examples of chasing people who made you chase for sport, I guess. I remember, in doing all those things, I understood why people laugh at the dog that chases park cars.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
keep going. I'm listening.
I mean, some people think it's cool to sit there and mess with a dog that's just looking for love, and they sit there, throw rocks at it, sticks at it. They basically tease you with scraps, make you think there's a hope or possibility that you'll find a home or some safety there, when really your torture is their amusement. And I've seen that in relationships where they will play the role, they'll sit there and pet you and do all these things or say these fleeting words of affirmation, and then they beat you emotionally. They or some people try to starve or destroy the dog within you. So that's why when you're around or pursuing people, that you have this idea, because like when you're chasing people like that lets you know you're already starved and dehydrated. You're lacking something, and you're ignoring your known instincts. You're just looking to get to the base and going overboard for it.
Agreed.
So,
yeah, something's missing. I felt like something was missing in me before, for sure.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, we get to that point to where we think just being tied to the tree keeps us close enough to the person is satisfying, and it isn't.
Interesting.
And even some will allow us, if we allow ourselves to stick around that long, some will think, at least they thought of us even when they neutered us or spayed us.
But when should you stop chasing? This is gonna be good for Ronan. When should you stop chasing? And I'm gonna say this: when should you stop chasing someone you used to be with that you're still madly in love with? Hold that thought. When we come forward, Ronan from Indianapolis is gonna keep cooking.
I feel like that one more side, just a cat, nobody talking me.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin will face a grilling on Capitol Hill over his secretive hospitalization. He's scheduled to testify before the House Armed Services Committee on February 29th. Austin, who is black, has faced sharp criticism as his unannounced hospitalization last month was not disclosed to President Biden or other senior administration officials for several days, prompting some to call for his resignation. The secretary last week publicly acknowledged he handled the situation poorly and apologized. In his annual State of the City address, Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin called on members of the Alabama legislature to amend a state law that would allow funding for the financially ailing Birmingham Southern College. Woodfin, who is black, said changing one word in the law from may to shall would clear the way for the private institution to receive a $30 million loan approved by lawmakers in 2023, but later rejected by State Treasurer Young Boozer. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Drought, war, and rising food prices have doubled the number of families facing malnutrition. You can help. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Drop that. You like your style, guy? At KBLA Talk 1580. We are unapologetic about amplifying the voices of those who have historically been left out of the conversation. As we approach our 3rd anniversary this summer, the problem with talk radio in Southern California specifically, and America more broadly, is virtually unchanged. All day, all night, all white. We make no apologies for our prime audience, but true to the best of our tradition, we're committed to expanding justice and freedom for all. So when we receive messages from listeners like Neil, we just smile.
I realize that I'm not your target demographic, but I love listening to your station as it is the only progressive station on the dial.
That's us. Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chucha's opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call in early, turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So just lay back your mind. Someday, everybody tuning in the zone. Cause he is freezing, yeah.
If you have to chase him, then he isn't worth catching. And he shouldn't have put you in a position that you have to even chase him to begin with. But the reality is that life happens, and there's so many different reasons why women find themselves chasing a man, pursuing a man. And some of you may not even realize that you're chasing. So the first thing I want you to consider is he really worth your time? There might be a man that you think highly of, that you really like, and that maybe when you fantasize about the situation, you really want to be with this guy, right? And you don't see any reason not to want to be with this guy. But you're not considering the fact that despite his great qualities, he doesn't really fit in with you. And what tends to happen is that a woman is fantasizing about what she believes it could be, not who he actually is, not what he's actually presenting. It's what you feel like you see in this man that maybe you think you can bring out of him, or that you would be able to experience with him if you were in his life. And I always say, listen, don't date someone's potential, date their reality. It doesn't mean some people don't have great potential. It doesn't mean some people won't reach their potential. The reality, unfortunately, is that many do not. Many do not, or even if they could, they may not reach it with you. Why? Because again, they're not a good fit. Good man does not mean right man. Does not mean the man that you can actually share your life with. I really want you to understand that when you find yourself locked into this guy, what are you really holding on to? Are you chasing love, or are you chasing attention? I'm sure many of you are familiar with the show Family Matters. I believe that's the right. Yeah, Family Matters. In the show, if you guys remember, Steve Urkel was all chasing Laura and wanted her badly. But then, once Steve took his attention away from Laura, and then even took it further, gave his attention to another woman, Laura found herself wanting Steve. What's going on there is sometimes...
My man used Family Matters. Are you Steve Urkel out here chasing? I'm interested to know, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't even gonna lie. I felt like Steve Urkel before. I felt like, man, listen. I done had a Steve Urkel moment. Ladies, do you agree with Steven Speaks' take? Right? Do you agree? I want to know what you guys think. The concept of chasing an uninterested person in pursuit of love and affection is fraught with complexities and and implications, of course. Through a comprehensive exploration, we have gained insights into the boundaries between chasing and stalking, the limits of persuasion, the alignment with self-respect and self-love, alternative approaches, personal growth, mutual pursuit, societal expectations, communication, rejection, and the broader context of non-romantic relationships. By critically examining real-life examples and engaging in nuanced discussions, we can collectively shift towards healthier and more fulfilling relationship dynamics, fostering genuine connections based on mutual interest and respect. Man, but when the one that used to love you is no longer interested in you, and you find yourself chasing them, woo, that's heavy. Let's get Ronan back in here. Ronan from Indianapolis. That was your question. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, the thing is, like, you'll know when to stop pursuing them when you start trusting your God-given instincts or your intuition. And as an animal, like say, I've always watched Animal Planet. Say with a dog, their sense of smell is more than 1,000 times stronger than ours. So you could smell the insincerity in someone's words or gestures. Those things are given to you as a matter of survival. And even now, I have an individual that popped up. It's amazing. A year later, and decide to think everything is still cool. But when you start relying on your memory, you start knowing what you're not looking to do. You can see some people either taking a knee and trying to give you something. You always watch the body language. Notice they sometimes reach out to you with another hand behind their back. Or they'll start, you can smell something isn't right with the meat that they're serving you.
Okay.
Yep. Or you start looking at the water, something is not right about it. So you start paying attention to your surroundings. You start paying attention to your gut instincts. That something's wrong here. Again, it's like a matter of survival and protection. And that way you stop acting like a stray, and then you start finding a home with someone who really take care of you.
Wow. Ronan, guess what you just did, brother?
She brought Indianapolis back in the building.
Naptown is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, your city, rep your city. Pasadena, stand up. Altadena, stand up. Pacoima, where you at? Northridge. Where I'm naming the valley, right? Let me get back down here. Hey, Hawthorne, where you at? Compton, Watts, Inglewood, South Central. Get in here. Talk to me. I want to know your thoughts. The great poet from the 13th century, Rumi, said, "What you seek is also seeking you." Is that true if you're playing the chaser and they're playing the runner? If they're running, it doesn't seem like what you're seeking is seeking you. What does this particular piece of a poem mean? We're going to get into it. When I come forward, I'm going to get back to the phone lines. We're going to go right to Nikki from Mississippi, and we're going to break down what Rumi meant. All right?
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Listen up, City of Los Angeles renters that live in rent-controlled units. Landlords can now increase your rent by 4%. Know these 3 facts. The rent increase is allowed February 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. An extra 1% per utility up to 6% can be added if the landlord pays the entire gas and electric bill. And illegal rent increase complaints can be filed at housing.lacity.org. Check if you live in a rent-controlled unit and learn more at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks and Pat Prescott and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. My playlist is my co-host. When was the last time you heard on a progressive talk station that's unapologetically black? When was the last time you heard the police? Come on. And I don't mean the police, LAPD. Hey! My playlist is my co-host. The voice of reason is on fire tonight, man. And we really laying out a heavy topic, man. And again, this is a non-judgmental space, so we want people to call in and share their perspectives and opinions about what we're talking about. Open dialogue, non-judgmental, whatever you believe is what you believe. I'm not here to correct it or condemn it. Tonight's topic, only dogs chase the cat, the chaser and the runner. A deeper look at why you should never chase love and affection from another. Before I came forward, I was asking questions about the great 13th century poet Rumi, who says, what you are seeking is also seeking you. What you seek is also seeking you. And although that particular poem means different things to different people, I would like to know, how does that work in the chaser-runner dynamic? The psychology of chasing someone, understanding the psychology behind chasing someone is crucial in comprehending why it is essential to refrain from pursuing an uninterested person. Human beings are wired to seek validation and acceptance, often leading us to believe that happiness lies in obtaining the affections of another. By examining the psychological mechanisms at play, such an attachment style, or such as attachment styles, and the fear of rejection, we can gain insight into the motivations behind chasing and the potential pitfalls it presents. I've already told you I'm anxious, preoccupied most of the time. When somebody I deeply love and care for pulls away, I tend to lean in. Where are you going? How can I fix it? What did I do? What's wrong? Let me help. You know, I tend to fall into that. I fall into the chaser mentality. Do you? Call me if you have, 1-800-920-1580. We got Nikki from the SIP. Nikki from Mississippi. We got to play her theme song.
I stood on the banks of Jordan one day. I had to see all ships stood on the banks of Jordan.
Yes, Nikki from the SIP is in the building. Let's get her in here. Nikki, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Yes.
Help a sister out. So, thank you for the love.
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit confused. I will confess early. No, I've not been a chaser or pursuer because in my house, that is not a female position. That's a male position. So I didn't learn how to do that. And if I tried it now, it would probably look real bad. Nope.
Right.
But now back to those brothers that I have, that I've seen do this. Are you... I only ever want to be where I'm wanted. The scripture says if you are in a home that you are not well received, you are supposed to get your sandals and go. Peace be unto you and bye-bye. So what I can understand that from a male position, pursuing or chasing might be fun because men sometimes like a challenge. Now, I'm not talking about the chicks that want to manipulate a guy and drag him. I don't mean that. But what makes a person want to chase or pursue something, someone, someplace that does not want them or would not receive them well? Nothing inside the kings and queens should even make that exciting to us. So that makes me want to ask, if you are rebuffed by a place, a person, or thing, the scripture also says if someone wants to depart from you, let them go. Because nothing good will come of you trying to hold on to, fix, repair, alter the person, place, or thing that is rejecting you. That's a self-deprecating position. And from an internal perspective, it would seem to me, even in the place of your wounds, especially in the place of your wounds, since we're all whips, if you are chasing or pursuing a person, place, or thing that isn't aligned with you, that's, first of all, that's going against your purpose. So nothing good is coming there. It can potentially delay, plug up, stop up the flow of light into and through you. Because now you're pursuing negative, which can alter your ability to attract the positive, which is what you would need if you're in a, I'm trying to heal a wound place. I need more light there. And chasing or pursuing a person, place, or thing that doesn't want me and has made me aware of that is going to impede me getting the light I need so that I can continue to grow. So I would then want to ask said person, what makes you want that person, place, or thing that does not want you? Is it an emotion? Is it actually the person? Science tells us that if we are in a stressed or difficult position, we have a tendency to revert to a place of comfort or go back to what we know. You already know what my thoughts on going backwards. Nope. So I would want to examine what in me is making me or creating the desire to chase the person, place, or thing that doesn't want me. That's a wound somewhere. Right. And I want to know the answer so I can ferret that out. Right. Because that is going absolutely against why we are here. That's not purposeful at all, unless it can tell you the answer to my question, which is what is making me pursue it. If it's about something physical and we want to get laid, that's one thing. But if you are genuinely attempting to attach yourself to a person who you have had a relationship with intimately, and that has come to a stop, and you are seeking the comfort of that person or emotion that they may have evoked because of a place that is uncomfortable, particularly if your external circumstances are challenged, that's a red flag. That's the spidey sense going off saying, hello, I'm going to need you to pay attention here. This is important, because everything that is positive and beautiful about whoever the person is that's doing this is being altered, suppressed, oppressed, because it's pursuing something that doesn't want it. There will be no growth. There will be no light.
Wait, Nikki, hold tight, because Nikki is dropping bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, we do it every night. We have the most intriguing relationship discussions exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. When we come forward, we going back to Mississippi to talk to Nikki.
Ask her if she'll marry me. Some